Dear Ben Wallace MP, recently 2 asylum seekers came into my school to give a talk about their experiences growing up. They were both around my age, had similar interests and seemed no different from any other secondary school student.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us.
Amnesty International believes that human rights belong to all of us and that nobody should be locked up just for their ideas.
I would tell you about everyone human right to seek asylum from persecution in other countries.
I have been in prison for 4 years now, but have never been charged with any crime.
The assembly you have just watched has been performed in schools across the UK since last autumn, as a part of a special appeal called the Keys of Freedom.
We're working on this person called Shi Tao, who has been locked in prison because he sent an email about human rights.
Why would the Chinese government not want Shi Tao to write that email?
Because they don't want anyone to know about what they're doing in their country.
But if people can't express their views, that means they don't have freedom.
Why can't people express their views? Rubbish, man.
So these keys are to represent that he should be free from being in prison.
And no Elysium too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
So the big day has come. As you all know, we are off to the Amnesty headquarters, and then we're off to where? Someone put their hands up, please. Yahoo!
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
SHITAO.
SHITAO. Free Shi Tao and let him go. Who are you? You are who we're talking to. You are who.
I'm hoping that today we get through to Yahoo so that he can help us get Shi Tao out of prison.
We really want Yahoo to let us in so that we could ask questions and have more information about Shi Tao.
Or just drop off their keys and let them know our message, what we're trying to send to them. To free Shi Tao because he didn't do nothing wrong.
We are Hackney Amnesty.
No imagine face à côté.
Who are we? We are Hackney Amnesty. Free Shi Tao. Who are we? We are Hackney Amnesty. Free Shi Tao. Let him out. Who are you? You are who we're talking to. Yahoo! Free Shi Tao and let him go. Who are we? We are Hackney Amnesty.
We're outside the Yahoo Centre protesting about Shi Tao's imprisonment. Because Yahoo actually helped the Chinese government to lock up Shi Tao. So we're here just protesting about that and waiting for them to let us in.
Free Shi Tao. Let him out.
We are giving out leaflets about Shi Tao in front of Yahoo. We think that every human has a freedom of speaking what they think of, and that we want them to help us free Shi Tao.
Who are you? You are who we're talking to.
Thank you very much for coming down and meeting the students from Hackney Free and receiving our Keys of Freedom. So we collected 10,000 keys. The students at Hackney Free made the last 20 keys, and this is the last step in the journey of those keys.
You have given China Shi Tao's identity. Are you proud of what you've done?
Obviously, as an individual case, it is particularly distressing to us in our company, and we are engaged with groups like Amnesty to find a way forward.
Have you realised what you've done is wrong? You have broken the trust of your user, and now he is in prison for speaking his mind.
The particular case with Shi Tao is like any case that we face in a country like China, where we have no information as to why that individual is being investigated.
Even though the man didn't show that much compassion, I think it still like hit him, and I think he'll be thinking about it more as well.
We were proud, we shouted, they listened, and we want Chi Tao and all the other prisoners of conscience to be released. Now that I've done a protest, I know that it's a good thing and people do it for their rights.
What they done was incredibly wrong, and because of what they did, they've locked up an innocent person.
So I will keep on working with Amnesty. I don't want other people to end up like Shi Tao, really, because everyone deserves to have a freedom of speech.
We're just standing to represent the Guantanamo Bay and their fight for trying to get out of Guantanamo Bay. And the poster are just to try and raise awareness, because a lot of people don't really know what Guantanamo Bay is.
Have you guys signed a petition for Guantanamo Bay?
We're getting people to sign these petitions, and they're selling sweets to raise money for our Amnesty International. They're signing the petition to support the closure of Guantanamo Bay.
Each one of the people here represents one of 8 UK residents that are currently being held in Guantanamo Bay.
Quite hectic.
It was mad.
A lot of people hadn't even heard of Guantanamo Bay, and our main sort of reason of this, as well as getting the petition signed, was to raise awareness, and I think we pretty much did that. And now they'll be talking about it around the school and things. So it was good. I think it was a success.
Just to let you know, obviously, you know, guys, that we have an Amnesty International group in the school trying to promote fairness and justice and equality for all people in the world. Today we wanted to give you a little presentation on one campaign that we're working on about Guantanamo Bay.
In Amnesty International's opinion, all of the prisoners are unlawfully detained. Many have been ill-treated or tortured, and their basic human rights have been denied. Amnesty International was among the first to call out for the closure of Guantanamo Bay, a prison that symbolises the US government's twisted manipulation of the law in a place where human rights have been forgotten.
I've been held in Guantanamo Bay since September 2004 and have been subject to torture and ill-treatment.
My name is Omar Dekayas. I grew up in Brighton and was arrested in Pakistan in April 2002. I was arrested for a reward of $5,000.
My name is Ahmed Ben Baka. I was living in Bournemouth before I was arrested. I've now been in Guantanamo Bay for many years. Nobody has any idea when he was arrested, what charges are against him, what conditions he's been kept in, and the extent of abuse he may or may not have received. So it is really hard to get much information.
Groups like Amnesty International have put a lot of pressure on governments. We hope that maybe with the new government they'll wake up and realise that people aren't happy with what's going on.
So what made you join Amnesty International?
I guess we're all pretty lucky. You feel so privileged, you just want to give something back.
The way that I look at it is if I was in someone else's position and I knew that my position was being broadcast all over the world and people were just sitting there with their TV dinners and everything, you know, like not doing anything, you know, I'd want help. Overall, we got a good response.
We got a lot of signatures and everything from people.
Didn't expect people to ask what we were doing.
We made a difference here. We raised awareness and people were paying attention to us and people were interested. Maybe we'll get more members joining. So we did make an impression here.
Because I'm going to be a child soldier to show that children are used as soldiers and that it's not right really for young children to be fighting.
I'm representing farm labourers which are forced into trafficking. It's happening in this country, so I think it's important that people know that it isn't just somewhere else in the world where these things are going on. Everyone can play a part in trying to convince governments and trying to get things changed.
Gemma and I are representing really young underage girls who are smuggled across from Eastern countries and forced into prostitution. I do not think it's acceptable in any way for people to be taken from their countries and basically forced into a modern slave trade.
I think the fact that there is going to be actually a real person standing in the window might be a bit of a shock for someone, because normally you'll just see a display, but to actually see someone standing in the window humanises the thing. It's a terrible issue. It's absolutely disgusting that as a society today we can actually allow this to happen, and I think that people do need to be shocked because people don't really tend to think of it as being a big issue, and I think that people really do need to be shocked into knowing what it is.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a
It's a slave trade, which is still very important.
Excuse me, would you like to sign our petition to help stop human trafficking in the UK?
Excuse me, would you like to sign my petition?
Excuse me, would you like to sign a petition to help support the victims of human trafficking? Sign if you're interested.
We're asking them to sign the petition to support the campaign of getting support for the victims of human trafficking in this country. People are illegally forced across borders and things and forced to do prostitution or domestic help or agricultural labour. They have no basic human rights. They're often abused physically and sexually, and there's a lot of statistics, but I've been reading case studies and things, and their individual stories are really dramatic, and you just want to support them really, because you know that behind the statistics is all just individual stories like that.
There are actually more human slaves now than when slavery was legal. People from all over the world are tricked into thinking they're going to have a better life in this country or whatever, and then they're abused, they're threatened with violence, or their families are threatened, and they're forced into doing all these jobs for no money and with no health care or anything like that.
For today, imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to.
And we're trying to get the government to really do something about people trafficking in the UK.
I think I did make an impact on people who were reading, and people were coming in and asking what we're doing. They felt that it was a good cause, and it was good that we're helping people and trying to make a difference. We can now finish and go home, but they, in slavery and stuff that they did, they can't go home. They have to stay there and carry on working.
I hope someday you'll join us. And the world will be a...
Laura, what is the final tally on how many petitions we got in 2 hours?
864.
Imagine no possessions.
I just really hope that the government take notice of things like this and things that people like us do.
A brotherhood of man, yeah. Imagine all the people sharing.
They told us how they had both witnessed, as young children, their mother and father being shot in the home they'd been brought up in. This was a very moving and shocking experience, an experience that led me to writing this letter to you to urge the UK government to do more, to give help, to give futures and hope to many young people. I look forward to hearing from you about the Home Secretary's response. Yours sincerely, Cameron Clark.